First, I'd like to ask Rachel Edelstein, candidate for Bachelor of Fine Arts, to join me at the podium. Rachel?
Good morning, everyone. My name's Rachel Edelstein, and I want to start by saying congratulations to you all. To the graduates who worked so hard for all these years, to the parents and friends and families and significant others who made sacrifices to support us, thank you and congratulations. We couldn't have done it without you, and we couldn't have done it without each other. Getting a degree from the New York School of Interior Design is the hardest and most rewarding thing many of us have set out to do, and you should all be proud. I also want to thank my fellow graduates, the faculty and staff, for the wonderful opportunity to speak with you all today. Raise your hand if you've been lucky enough to see Hamilton. Has anyone heard the soundtrack? I've had the good fortune, and yes, it costs a fortune, of seeing the show, but long before that I had the soundtrack memorized. In the song, That Would Be Enough, Hamilton returns home from war to his wife Eliza. She's just thankful that he's made it back in one piece, but he's anxious to leave his mark on the world. Throughout the song, she tries to explain to him that one's personal growth really is enough to make an impact. She implores him to take a moment and acknowledge how far he's come as a human being, even as Hamilton remains focused on the next challenge that's ahead. Eliza says to Hamilton, look around, look around. Look at where you are. Look at where you started. The next line is actually, the fact that you're alive is a miracle, which is pretty applicable in this graduation scenario too. Let me paint you a picture. You're sitting on the floor in your home. It's 4 a.m., it's the night before. Pieces of fabric are scattered around your room. You've sliced off a good portion of your finger trying to X-Acto knife your foam core and your photocopied, hand-drafted plans. You know the jurors are going to tell you your boards are too yellow. You're beginning to doubt every idea you've ever had. You don't see how it's possible that you'll finish this presentation by 9 a.m. You're on the brink of insanity, and you keep going some way, somehow. Did it ever occur to you that you would kind of miss those nights one day? Let me paint you another picture. Us sitting here together in this room wearing these robes. Look around. Look at where you are. Look at where you started. A lot has changed from where we started. We believe in ourselves. We are more capable. We recognize that 4 a.m. bleeding fingers feeling, and we know for sure that we'll be done by 9. We've done it before, and we'll do it again. Maybe it takes a lot of night before doubt to understand that we can accomplish anything that's set before us. We've come into our own, we've cultivated our personal styles, and we've admired the growth of our peers. Don't you wish you could show your basic drafting self a 3-second glimpse of where you are right now? All of that has changed, but so much has carried over to where we are. We still spend all those weekends in the atelier, in our apartments, in our thesis room, in our Starbucks and Panera, working nonstop, right down to the very last day. We still clapped for one another after every single presentation, whether it was a pinup or our thesis final. Look around. Look at where you are. Look at where you started. But really take a look around. Every graduate in this room became a better designer and a better person along the way. When you put your all into a place like the New York School of Interior Design, it tends to bring out the best in you. I like to think I had front row seats for the best moments of all my classmates. The remarkable thing about this community is the atmosphere of support that lifts us up when we choose to take a risk. Every class, every teacher, Ellen, David, Nancy, Willie, Zeke, the people who make up the New York School of Interior Design have a way of showing you that you matter from the second you walk through those beautiful 70th Street doors. This school creates designers who care about the way their projects impact humanity just as much as they care about the finish on the crown molding. That song ends with Eliza trying to figure out what Hamilton's next steps will be. She says to him, "Let me be a part of the narrative, in the story they will write someday. Let this moment be the first chapter. Let this moment start our journeys to using design to change the world we live in, where we take our enthusiasm and our inspiration and use it to stand out. This is the first chapter of taking risks, proving ourselves, and testing boundaries that have been set before us. I feel so honored to know you all, to have taken part in this narrative, to tell everyone I know them when they inevitably write stories about you someday. The homes, churches, boats, hotels, spas, hospitals, restaurants, concert halls, training facilities, schools, libraries, shelters, offices, community centers, museums. I cannot wait to see what everyone in this room accomplishes. Someday, the world will be filled with the physical manifestations of the ideas of these graduates. Don't forget to look around. Thank you.
That was awesome. Thank you. Rachel quotes Hamilton, I'll